All right. Hello, everyone. Um, okay, we're recording. We're good to go. I'm a little crooked. It'll be all right. Hi, everyone. I just want to remind everyone that perfection is not the goal. It's showing up. So here I am. You get what you get. So hi, everyone. Welcome to Team Fireball Call. So happy to be here and to share with you today. First of all, before we talk about any announcements or anything else, I wanted to congratulate our distributors who have new enrollments. So congratulations to you, Ashley Gammon, that's Allison's sister. Isn't that exciting? Christy Simpson, woo woo, go Christy. Sunshine Diaz, that's not, yeah, we kind of knew that one was coming. It's been very consistent. You're awesome, Sunshine. You're amazing. Jenny Field, woo woo. And Abby Field. Good job, Abby. I know Abby worked really hard this week and it shows. So congratulations to all of you. So proud of you for sharing, following up, doing what has to be done, doing, building, sharing with people. So there's so much awesomeness that can happen from sharing, and it's just how the tree grows. So congratulations to all of you. I also just wanted to go over just really quickly a few of the yeah, congratulations to everyone. A few of the promos that are ending tonight, soon, like in a couple hours or 3 hours, maybe, I think like midnight Mountain Time. So there's 10% off all enrollment packs, so Premier and Elite for the rest of today. So it's actually huge because the Elite pack is just $8.99. And when you think about how much product is in that Elite pack, it's a huge discount. And then the Premier pack for $2.69. So if you have anybody on the fence, definitely take advantage of that 10% off, because 10% off, is a big discount. The people that enroll this month will have $15 off personal care items next month. So that's really cool. Another great incentive. And the MVP program that they're doing, they're going to double it up, like double the payout. So for anyone who achieves the bronze or silver tier in March. So that's awesome. The other thing I wanted to talk about that ends tonight is the $25 for the body rub. And so I'm actually going to at the end of the call because I love it. And I have my own little testimonial, my own little story. So I wanted to share with you guys. And my topic for tonight, and you guys, it's a tough one. I'll be honest, I am no expert, but I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to learn by watching others, learn by reading, learn by listening, and learn by trial and error. And the topic is, drum roll, here it comes, social media. How to use social media to build your LifeVantage. And so one of the things that I learned that I think made it, like, really put it in perspective and made it helpful for me, something that I could write down and come up with a system. And I haven't been very good at using it, but it is super helpful. And I wanted to share it with you guys if you haven't already heard of the 5 pillars. And so what the 5 pillars are is just a way for you to kind of organize your posts, because people, they have certain expectations. And they don't like it when we kind of go like crazy and post something that's not within our norm. And if you're trying to attract a certain group of people, a certain type of customers or potential distributors, you really need to know who you're marketing to, right? Who are you sharing to? Who, you can't like please everybody and be all over the place. And have a different subject every 5 minutes, or people are going to get lost and confused. And we are creatures of habit, so if I'm always posting nature, nature, and nature, eventually nature gets kind of boring. They're like, okay, Alice, that's like the same waterfall as last week, even though it's not the same waterfall, but they're probably like, okay, we've seen that before. So you got to mix it up a little, like keep people curious. But then if I'm going to post some kind of like crazy burlesque show with some crazy makeup and some big boobs, people are going to be like, where did that come from? So just so you know, there's 5 pillars. So you don't do crazy stuff like that. Okay. Don't expect any burlesque cleavagey stuff from me. Just letting you know, just in case y'all were wondering. Okay. Back to where I was. So you need to know your avatar. What is your avatar? Your avatar is your audience, and it's not a big audience. It's one person. And that was, I don't know, shocking to me. I don't know why, but your target audience is one person. You need to know who that person is. Like, what do they love? What do they enjoy doing? What resonates with them? Do they have kids? Do they not have kids? Are they older than you, younger than you? Are they the same age as you? Do they love nature, or are they like, whatever it is, whatever your people are that you want to attract. And they're usually going to be similar to you, or they're people that you resonate with. They're people that inspire you. Recommend, if you see a post that's inspiring to you, or some wording that you like, or something that caught your attention and you're like, oh, I like that, take a screenshot, because that will help you figure out your avatar, figure out what it is that you want, what you're looking for, who is your target or audience. So I do that all the time. I take screenshots of things that inspire me, and then I save them in my inspiration folder. And then later when I'm looking for something, I'm like, oh, where's that thing, and it gives me ideas on what to post. And I'm not going to pretend that I'm consistent, but we're supposed to be. So here it is. This is what I've learned, not what I've done. So those pillars, those 5 pillars, need to resonate with people and provide value. So you need to figure out what your 5 pillars are. And you can do that by looking at your social media posts and see what you've already been posting, and then think about the things that you'd like to post more about, and that'll be one of your pillars. So if you guys, while I'm doing this call, if you can kind of think about what your 5 pillars are, then I'll see if any of you want to jump on and share what your pillars are, so you guys can start to use them and utilize them. So when you're finding your avatar, you want to be very specific, because that's who your audience is. The other thing you want to do on social media is engage. You want people to keep coming back. So for you to be visible, you have to have engagement. There has to be communication, whether it's responding to posts or taking something. But if there's no back and forth, then Facebook or Instagram will stop showing your posts. So for you to have that visibility, you've got to have the communication happening. So just make sure you're responding to people's posts. If they say happy birthday, you say thank you. So it's best to have something meaningful, so you're not just kind of throwing, but sometimes even just a yes or a thumbs up or a big heart or whatever it is. If you don't have time to pour your heart out on somebody's, in somebody's comments, or put along something in Messenger, at least have some back and forth with people, and make sure that you're keeping that relationship or that communication going. And then the other thing that's helpful is to look at your Facebook page and actually evaluate it, or your Instagram account, and see how are people responding and which posts are they responding to, and then try to figure out why, and then try to duplicate it. So some of the tips that I have, and I think what I'm going to do is go through, I have a PowerPoint with a bunch of different pictures, examples of people's Facebook pages, and hopefully I won't embarrass too many people. But those are things that I learned that got some engagement. Some people asking questions or commenting or sharing. So I wanted to share those with you guys. So let me see, I'm going to share my screen. There it is. Share. And then let me go up to the top. And this is the part I always struggle with, and you guys have to help me. There it is. Okay, so sharing on social media. Here we go. Let me move my face away. There you go. All right, so your 5 pillars. So I just kind of started stalking everybody's pages, but we're all friends, so it's all good. We're allowed to do that on social media. That's like the awesomeness of social media, is you can stalk people and it's normal, and you can see what they did last week, and you can, you know, read about their like life-changing moments and their emotions, and it's not weird, right? Because they put it out there for you to see. So it's a way for people to share without having reservations or fears. And so you can actually learn a lot about people and find things to talk to people about and keep in touch with people in ways that we never could before. So here's Daisy. You guys all know Daisy, and check it out. Her 5 pillars are right there. She's a mother, a health crusader, a surfer, a life lover, and an entrepreneur. Y'all, those are her 5 pillars. I don't even know if she knows those are her 5 pillars. She probably does. She knows what she's doing. But Daisy's 5 pillars are right there. And that's what people expect from her. And that's what they're going to get, you know? And so that consistency is really important. People don't really like surprises, it turns out. So here's another one that I found is very impactful, is birthdays, anniversaries, any life events. So, you know, I shared this one, and of course people are going to jump on and say happy anniversary, and then you're going to say thank you, and then you're going to, next thing you know, you got 100 and whatever comments or 170 hearts, and you really didn't do a whole lot but share a few pictures of your trip, you know. So you get a lot of engagement. You have to remember, like, that engagement is what helps build the traffic on your page, your visibility. Anniversaries, birthdays, any life event. Like if your kid made the honor roll, or did really well at his swim meet, or if your 1-year-old just started walking, you like, everybody's going to jump on and be like, oh my God, your kid's walking, or your kid got a driver's license, or whatever it is. Like, share it with people. It's super easy, super quick. And you're going to get some engagement. Humor. You can't go wrong with humor. Christy, I'm going to call you out on this one because it's awesome and it was genius. So Christy got so much engagement on this one. She's like, sorry, it kind of cut it off, but it says, why does a freshly washed comforter induce a dog to vomit on it? And I just thought that was so relatable. Like, that's happened to all of us, right? We've all had like a dog who threw up in the house, or a kid who threw up in our car, and like, we feel her pain. We can totally relate. It's so human. And just the fact that it's relatable, you're going to get hearts and you're going to get laughs and you're going to get lots of comments. So I love that one, Christy. That was fun. Cuteness overload. Like, all I wrote was made my day. And then I posted 2 pictures. So anytime you're around anything cute, whether it's a baby, a puppy, whatever, a baby goat, oh my gosh, take 2 pictures and post it, because I got 25 comments and 150 hearts. So I don't normally get that kind of response from anything, but you throw a cute little goat up there and people are like, oh my gosh, I want one of those. I got to have one of those. So just like, take advantage of that. Like, think about when you're, you know, out and about. Like, I remember Abby telling me about how she saw some puppies the other day. Like, perfect opportunity, like, take a selfie. But you know, it just makes people smile. You want to make people smile. So I love that. This one, it's the ask questions. So anytime you ask a question, of course you're going to get engagement because you're asking a question. So Daisy did one, and I like this one because she sprinkled a little bit of business in there, right? Like, she's showing people what she's doing, and she's kind of building up, letting people know that she's going to an event, she's going to be speaking. So the entrepreneur side is coming out, but she's like saying, I would love your opinion. can you tell me which one of these looks would be best on stage? Well, you know, she got a bunch of hearts, 200 comments of people just picking which dress, you know? So that's just a super easy thing to do that anybody can do. Doesn't require a lot of time or a lot of thoughts. Shauna Mucklow, she just said, I'm curious, what does everyone on my friend list do for a living? Super easy. She got 177 comments. People come out of the woodwork just to answer a question. So that's a good way to kind of get some more engagement, is just ask a question, any question. And on your Instagram stories, there's a, you know, you can actually click on the yes or no, or you give people choices and they're going to pick one. So that's genius if you know how to do that. The other thing is be you and have a sense of humor. So I love this one, you guys. Kamiley just cracks me up. She did this reel and she's just talking about her hair and how you don't want toxic hair products in your hair. And she's just awesome. Like, you can't help but smile from ear to ear and appreciate her for being crazy and getting out there and being herself and not caring what people think. And so I appreciated that. I thought that was awesome. And I'm sure she got some great engagement. But in there is sprinkled the fact that she's talking about a hair care, right? Like, she's talking about, you don't want toxic stuff in your hair. The other one, that I don't know why this works so great, but update your profile picture and it brings people out of the woodwork. I've noticed when I update my profile picture, all of a sudden people I haven't seen in like 3 years are like, hi, great picture. You know, like, they just, people that don't normally comment on any of my stuff, for some reason, when I update my profile picture, I think for some reason in the Facebook world, it just gets broadcasted to more people than your normal audience, I guess. The share a story. You read something and you're like, oh my God, that's such a feel-good story. This story is amazing. Takes 2 seconds to share it. It may not be your own personal creative story that you made up, you know, but sometimes we don't have time for that. And it's still really good to post something at least once a day. Most people say more often than that, but if you can do once a day, that's awesome. And when you're looking at your pillars, the other thing to keep in mind is on Mondays, you don't really want to get salesy, right? Like, people are not going to order or buy something or want to be sold to. I mean, nobody wants that anyway, anytime, but definitely not on a Monday. Like, on a Monday, it needs to be light. It needs to be funny. It needs to be, you know, a little bit of inspiration, but not too deep. So just think about the time of the day, you know, like, if you're going to throw in a post that's promotional, that's about your products, a Wednesday is usually when people are more likely to make a decision and purchase something. The closer you get to the weekend, they're just gearing up for the weekend. So I thought that was kind of interesting and a really good thing to look at. Like, by Tuesday, people are ready. Like, they're ready for information. They're ready for change. They're ready. They're just ready. So Tuesday and Wednesday are good days to get a little more serious, or throw in your products and a little bit of information, or sprinkle in your information. The other thing is kind of the shout out, is what I call it. But shout out to different businesses, shout out to friends, you know, celebrate other people's birthdays. People just really like that. It also allows you to hashtag a certain restaurant or a location. So with this one, all we did was just share our snow pictures, because we never get snow. So it's like a big deal here. But I put lunch at the Rusty Bike. I had people commenting on the Rusty Bike. They're like, where's that? We want to try that place out. Oh, I love the Rusty Bike. I eat there all the time. So put specifics in there, like, give people an opportunity to relate to you and want more information. And then I put something about the Scaly Mountain Alpine Coaster. And, you know, so a lot of people had never heard of it. And, you know, the next thing you know, somebody that you know is posting that they went to the Alpine Coaster, and, you know, they're watching because they're doing the thing you did last weekend. So you're providing value, you're giving some people something to think about, and you're providing information and value um, to make their lives better, right? Like to bring them a solution in some way, whether it's I have nothing to do this weekend and you just recommended a new book or a new movie or a new restaurant. So that's what we're going to do. I mean, I'm always looking at people's pages, trying to figure out where I'm going to go or what I'm going to do, or, what's something that would be fun to do. So just know that people are curious and kind of nosy, right? So they like want to see your stuff. And so they appreciate the information. So give it to them. And then I put the part about, and we got the news that there's no school tomorrow. So there's a lot of people that were excited about that. And then there are other moms that are like, oh God, she's in the same boat that I'm in. So people can relate. Okay. All right. So that's the last one. Let me stop my share. Brr. Okay. Okay. All right. So all of that information I thought was really helpful. And I like to share the examples. I have a few that are missing. I don't know what happened to them. But I did want to highlight, I had one of Abby and Jenny when they did their sponsorship. So this was another, when you're sharing your business, you don't want to just be like 25% off my whatever, because that's just very salesy and you're not really engaging people. But you can find other ways to share your products, like Kamiley and her crazy reel, or Jenny and Abby just did a sponsorship. And that was genius, you guys. Like, I absolutely loved it because you included us. Like, we felt like you were there. You did a live announcing who you were sponsoring and who you were giving Nerf to. In your live, you've got like your little Nerf 2 stickers and your magnets and the bottle of Pro Tandem. So it's like sprinkled in there, but there's all this excitement. We're like, we want to know more. We're rooting for whoever that product is for. Like I forget her name. Oh gosh. Anyway, you guys know who I'm talking about, but she had the biggest smile on her face. She was so excited, Christina. And so it was just a great way to involve people, right? Like if you had just been like, okay, we're sponsoring someone, here's the bottle, people would have been like, okay, that's good, that's nice, next. Swipe. But we were there. We were, like we watched the live, we saw her receive her thing, we saw how excited, and we saw you lead up to that day. So I think it's just like finding content that people can relate to and get excited about. And, everybody needs a breath of fresh air. There's a lot of, tension and darkness in the world and in our lives, and you never know what people are dealing with. So provide them with value, with positive vibes, positive energy. If you go to an event, share that with people, like show your kayaking videos or your silly dancing videos in the, in the hotel room, or your axe throwing videos, or just your selfies, just show that the journey is exciting, that the people are really great people, and just elevate everyone, like Daisy the other day just did a shout out to Sarah Redican and just talked about how I love this beautiful friend of mine, so just any way to elevate and say something good about something or someone, and people are going to appreciate that, because we just need a lot of positivity in our lives. So I kind of had fun just scrolling through, but the one thing that I saw that was consistent is it also kind of needs to like catch your eye. So if you post 50 million pictures and they all look exactly the same, just pick your favorite. Like one picture. I noticed that Daisy does that a lot. She shares one picture, and for some reason, one good picture is going to catch more attention and more engagement from people than 3 good pictures. especially on Instagram, since you only see one at a time, a lot of times people only see the first one. But I feel like it's the same way on Facebook. I think if it's visually chaotic, and you can play with the different, I forget what it's called on Facebook, where you can do the different, you can either have them in like little squares or you can have them in those little ovals. I use those a lot because visually I like the way that looks, the grids. Yeah. So you can kind of play with that. And it doesn't take a long time, you know. I mean, sometimes like a reel can take a long time to produce and make, but a lot of those posts are quick and easy. So you just have to, when you think about it, even if you're not able to do it right then and there, take a screenshot of whatever your idea is or whatever's in your mind, or put it in your calendar for 2 hours from now or tomorrow when you have more time. And that way you'll be intentional and you'll get it done. But there's just so much that we can do on social media. And if you look at our leaders and the people that are pro 7s and pro 8s and pro 9s, they don't have a huge following. Like they might have 30 likes or 30 hearts, or, you know, maybe sometimes like 100, but they don't have that many. Like they're not, it's not because they have this gigantic following. They're the same as us. You know, a lot of the work is you put yourself out there in your 5 pillars, and then it all happens behind the scenes, right? Like you're making connections with people, developing the relationships, and then you're providing them with solutions and sharing what you have. So I think we can all do it. I think was my biggest take home message, is just to be ourselves, find our 5 pillars, be intentional, and use social media, because the world is at our fingertips. You know, those people that you went to high school with, or those people in those groups that you're in, you're not going to run into them at the post office, you know. I mean, you might, but chances are you won't. And you can connect with so many more people in a short amount of time on social media, and people spend hours on it. So you might as well utilize it. So I guess that's it. I was going to see if anybody wanted to volunteer their pillars. You don't have to have 5. If you've only got 4, that's fine. That's what works for you. If you have 5, you kind of have one for every day of the week, and you can be kind of consistent and just take weekends off, or, you know, take 2 days a week off that work for you. So if anybody wants to share their pillars, I know y'all are thinking about it, figuring out what your pillars are.
I'll share.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, so barrel racing mom, wife, Jesus lover, entrepreneur, and people lover.
Yes, I see that. I see that when I go to your page. So I believe that, you know, like if you had told me it was crocheting, I would have been like, are you sure? So, I mean, a lot of times it's there, but I think we have to be mindful to not just pick our favorite, right? Like, don't just post the barrel racing photos. Like, make sure the entrepreneurial side is coming out every, you know, once a week or so. Because one of the things that I read was it takes people 7 times to actually make a decision. Or they kind of, if you're only posting the business side or only sprinkling your business in there once a month, it might be 7 months before they order. Like people need some repetition. So I think that's where the 5 pillars are so important, because you want to make sure that you're posting evenly, not just always waterfalls. You know, like, or just pictures of your puppy that you have, or, you know, whatever it is that's like your favorite right now. I think the 5 pillars kind of keep you organized, so that they're not getting a whole lot of one thing and none of the other. So thank you, Carol. That's perfect. Anybody else?
I'll go for crocheting.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah,
I know. Where are your posts on social media on crocheting? You would probably have this huge following if you would share your crocheting.
I know. I like to keep it a secret, but I should share it. But yeah, I'm actually knitting. I'm arm knitting right now.
Oh, wow.
But no, so I think crafts for sure. And then of course, animals and family. And humor. I really like to post funny stuff. And then I don't know, I think like work life too, like mom, kind of the whole work mom balance. So
That's
those are
really
probably
good.
my
So I have
big
to
ones.
ask, like, what happens if you have to pee with your arm knitting?
I have a leash and I just thread the leash through where my armhole goes, or my armholes, and it keeps it from falling apart.
Okay, so Allison Parnes,
I just learned how to do this.
yeah, I
And
think that definitely needs to be alive on Facebook. I want to
Really?
see you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I'm sure there's a million people out there that are like, I am never gonna arm knit because what if I have to pee? So if you're looking for humor and some arts and crafts, you got both in one post. I can't wait. That's awesome. I love it. Hang on, I wrote mine down. I don't know if I can remember what they are. Okay, so mine's like nature and sharing places, like sharing adventures. So whether it's a type of adventure or a specific location, I like to share those. Children, I love to share stuff about like kids and life lessons that come with kids, and you know, like growth, I guess, and development kind of stuff. And I have others, y'all, I swear. I wrote them down. Oh, animals, vet life, you know, mom life, vet life. Inspirational, anything, any kind of like lessons learned. God, I know I have a fifth one, but I don't know what it is. I wrote it down though. I'll just find my paper. Anybody else? Abby, you look like you're smiling. Abby's like, no, not me.
I have a few. Equine health, entrepreneur / business owner, mental health advocate, and I like the humor side of things as well. I need one more though.
So you guys wrote it down, you cheated, because I wrote it down, but I lost my paper because I got too many. Christy, I saw you on mute. Your turn.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to remember them all because I have written them down before, but I you know, of course I don't have those notes. But for me, it's animal lover, nerd / geek. So it's not just science, it's also all the you know, Star Wars, Star Trek kind of crap, because I am a Trekkie. Anyway, third, humor. Definitely, I love humor. Fourth, mental health. For, you know, I am a strong advocate for that. And fifth, family. And it's sad that I put family last. But that's it.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so impressed. And that was my one that I forgot. Not the mental health per se specifically, but self-care. That's my new one that I'm trying really hard to throw out there because I think it's important. So those are good, Christy. Really good. Sunshine, did you want to share? You don't have to, only if you want to.
I don't think I have right now. But it was great with you. It was great today. Thank you.
You're welcome. I know I could probably pick some of Sunshine's.
As much coming out of my words right now.
Yes. I know, like, you have a whole pillar that's like love. Another pillar that is sunshine. That is like food. And like the earth goodness. And y'all help me out. What else? Kids, develop like homeschool, awesome activities for your daughter, and empowering others. Yay! I got a thumbs up from Sunshine. I'm doing pretty good. It's kind of cool how predictable we are though, you know, like we do have 5 things, and that's kind of, we're gonna attract certain people. Although we all have something in common, it's almost like our reach is different because we're all so different. So I love that. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble. I had limited time to prepare, and but it was fun. I love learning from my posts and other people's posts and just trying to get better and better every day. So bye.